All right, well, good afternoon to you here. Owen Fritzen here with you on a Monday afternoon. Going to jump right into some severe thunderstorm warnings that we have here for southern Ohio. Let's go ahead and pop the radar on for you. So this is what we got going on. We're down here in southern Ohio, and we have hail and oh, holy hail down here in southern Ohio. I'm going to kind of zoom in here and kind of see what we got going on here. Down in the tip of southern Ohio, this is where we have lots of hail and some pretty strong hail that we've had come through the area here, and they're reporting up to 3.5 up to 3.75 inch hail on this particular storm cell. So this one down here on the southern point of Ohio, let's go ahead and read this for Gallia County and for portions of Lawrence County and Mason County, that's in West Virginia, and northern Cabell County in West Virginia. This one goes until 5:30. Quarter-size hail is what they're saying is the hazard, but this one keeps intensifying. And again, we're seeing, according to radar, probability of hail 100%, severe hail 100%, and we're looking at this at being, according to radar again, they're saying 3 3/4 inch hail, which is very large hail. Now, I'm not saying 100% that that's what's falling, but according to radar, definitely seeing some pretty strong hail in this one, so definitely need to take some precautions if you're in that area. So again, this severe thunderstorm warning goes here. I'll move this box over, goes until 5:30. It's 4:55, so we've got another half hour on this. It will be crossing out of the Ohio News and Weather coverage area here within the next few minutes. But definitely, if you're in Lawrence County, smack dab right over you right now with this severe hail. We'll kind of zoom in here a little bit further. So if you're in Crown City, definitely need to take the warning. Hail's going to be starting to fall on you here very shortly. I believe, I don't know how to say this town, Athalia. And even if you're in portions of Ashland, it could be on top of you here, but some of this mountainous terrain here down in Lawrence County. But if you're in Lawrence County, probably getting pelted with very, very heavy rain and hail at this point. We do have another severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect. We'll go ahead just to the east of this. So for our friends over here, we'll go over just to the east of this, for Scioto County and portion of Adams County. So we do have another severe thunderstorm warning here for, again, like I said, portions of Adams County and Scioto County. So it rains in effect until 5:30 for east central Adams and Scioto counties. And this is about 12 miles northeast of Rome, moving east at 60 miles an hour. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail are the ones that we're looking at. So it is crazy. Getting some reports here from some of our forecasters and the National Weather Service as well. Quarter size and smaller have been confirmed with these storm cells to the point where hail is shovelable. All right, so I guess shovelable. Take your snow shovel out and shovel hail in portions of this here down in Lawrence County. So coming on live, not going to stay live on here, but we do have some severe thunderstorm watches and some things, but I wanted to come on live here because if you're in these two storms, they are producing some pretty decent size hail today, and you need to make sure that you're taking notice of that as well. Let's flop up here the lightning with this here. If we turn on the lightning tracker, you can see all sorts of lightning in these storms as well, especially on the leading edge. This kind of looks here over the density of the storm. So kind of looking at this, we got a ton of lightning going on here within this storm cell. So we're just seeing lots of lightning with this and heavy downpours as well. I'm going to turn that off because that's a little bit clutterly on the map. So we do have here, you kind of see our local storm report. They're saying the largest stone here was hail report coming in here out of Adams County was a 1/2 inch, but almost 1 inch. So largest stone, 1/2 inch, but hail depth almost 1 inch. So think about that one for just a minute. That's kind of crazy. 1 inch depth of hail. It's almost like 1 inch snow of hail, but definitely some strong hail with these storm cells that are possible here today. So the estimated tops, and I'm just kind of reading here from some of our team that continues to track this off screen here. Some of our forecasters keep telling me the estimated tops around 35 to 40,000 feet with these storm cells, which means we won't generally get a lot of larger hail, but we're getting the amount of hail that we're getting, quarter-sized hail, and like you've seen there on the screen, that report of just 1 inch depth of hail. So a lot of hail coming down and is able to take your shovel out and actually shovel the driveway. So if you're joining us here just now, We are down here in southern Ohio. Kind of go back out here to the wide map so you kind of see where we're going on, see what's going on. We also have a severe thunderstorm watch that has been issued for extreme portions here of southeast and southwestern Ohio. So we kind of have this watch that goes on until 11 p.m. tonight. So you have to continue to watch us mainly for this line, which was under that risk here for today. So we did expect to see some of these storms fire up. According to the Storm Prediction Center, we'll pop up in the outlooks here for you in just a second. We'll pop open our day one outlook for you to see. You kind of see where that line or where they expected some severe weather today. It's matching up right where it should be with the Storm Prediction Center. So they're saying here in this yellow risk, the slight risk area, that is matching up exactly kind of where they said it would start to fire up. Outside of this, if you're in this lighter green area, you're under just a general marginal risk of severe storms. A couple of them maybe get a little bit cranky. If you're in this lighter green, you could see a couple rumbles of thunder tonight. But pretty much this is lining up right where the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center, I should say, has said it would. So we're continuing to see these lines fire, and we'll see some of this here over the next few hours. But again, not trying to come on and scare or hype anything, not much in the way of tornadoes today, but we are seeing some very strong winds, and we're seeing obviously the hail threat continue as it races across Ohio here. Kind of see these hail reports come in, hail, 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 from all sorts of people. So definitely a lot of hail that is going on here this afternoon. So again, if you're in these counties, you need to make sure that you're just inside and away from windows. That would definitely be the biggest thing we want you to do. We're seeing here the returns on radar. You could see that this is some very, very heavy downpours that are coming through here, along with some heavy hail here just moving out of Lawrence County here in just a few minutes. Kind of see that here as it progresses here. So just kind of a recap here for you. This particular severe thunderstorm warning here for our friends here in our coverage area for portions of Lawrence County and Gallia County. We do have this severe thunderstorm warning that does remain in effect here until 5:30 for a portion of south central Gallia County and Lawrence County in southeastern Ohio. Again, they haven't updated this one in a while, so we'll have to wait and see what happens here as we move forward. I'm assuming this is just going to continue on because it is starting to move out of the area here, and I'm not sure if I got the latest return yet or not. It says 501, so we are still getting that same return. I'm seeing something different on another screen. But we are, hopefully this update here in just a minute, but this storm cell is rapidly moving out of Ohio, which is out of our coverage area. The storm here back off towards the west here for portions of Scioto County and Adams County. This one also continues to show some pretty strong hail in the mix of things. So let's see if I can turn that on. I don't know if I turned that off or not. I don't believe I did. Let's double check here. And double check. I'm looking at some other things here off screen, and I'm turning off that magnet. Okay. I just kind of turn off some hail marker reports, and I'm looking at it here off screen for you, kind of looking at what's going on here with everything. So let's see here. I'm going to turn on. That's what's going on. Need to get my radar going here. I was on the wrong composite. Here we go. This looks better. Sorry about that. I knew something wasn't quite right. I was switching over from composite view to our local radar here down in Wilmington. This kind of gives you a better picture of things, what's going on. And there's our hail markers that you can see here with me. So this one here for portion of Adams County and Scioto County, you can kind of see we still got some 1-inch hail marker on this. They're saying probability of hail is 90%. Severe hail, according to radar, 60%. And they're right at that 1-inch marker, which is that severe criteria. And again, we did have some of those reports that come back out of Adams County that was saying that the hail was about a 1/2 inch or so, but the depth of it that fell, think of it like snowfall, the depth of it that fell was 1 inch, which is really crazy to see with what's going on. But we're kind of in that spring fever, if you will, with some of this. So you kind of see that severe hail that continues to race here across Scioto County. And again, you're not out of it if you're in Lawrence County and even portions of Gallia County. This next storm line is coming for you as it moves here off towards the east. This other cell, for all intents and purposes, is finally crossed out of Ohio. Again, storm top's 35 to 40,000 feet, so we're probably seeing, we're getting 2.5 inch detection probability on this. Not sure if that's quite panning out. It looks like more or less we're getting right around 1 inch hail or so on this one. So quarter size hail is kind of what was coming out of this one. But pretty much that has now moved out of our county. But don't let your guard down if you're in Gallia County or Lawrence County, because this again is moving for you in this area. So kind of zoom out here just a little bit to kind of show you what's going on here once again. And I will flip on here if I can pop that open here just 1 second. I will show you, some people had mentioned, and this is true, we are seeing a ton of lightning with this as well. So we'll turn on the lightning tracker here a little bit. Boom. And that's why I don't leave it on, because look at that. We have a ton of lightning. Looks like little bees on there, doesn't it? But tons of lightning in this storm. So definitely need to be indoors, away from windows as the storm passes, because you're seeing a ton of rain, potentially hail mixed in with this. And then on top of that, you have a ton of lightning that's coming on. So you're probably getting some really decent thunder boomers on this, even in any one of these cells, actually, that you're seeing. So in the cell up here towards Jackson, Jackson County, you're still seeing that, and even one back here into Adams County as well. And then obviously that cell's finally moving out of our friends there in Lawrence County. But portions of northern Lawrence County, again, don't let your guard down, as you can continue to see some hail for you as this storm moves off towards the east. But all of these are producing pretty good lightning strikes as well. So kind of zooming out here, showing you the radar from the Wilmington section of the National Weather Service. You kind of see here in this light area, we're kind of showing you the special weather statements, if you will, that's going on, and that's what those light boxes are. So this is saying they're watching these storms, but yet they're not under any type of warning just yet. But I guarantee you, out of this, coming in here to, once again, some of our friends here in Brown County and even portions of Adams County here shortly, we'll see another line come through with some rain and hail. So it's not 100% done for you folks there in Brown and Adams County. You got another round, another line of this that's coming, and we're even seeing some storm cells generate back here in Indiana that will be impacting here portion of the Cincinnati metro area here very shortly. So for all intents and purposes, this one down here for our friends in Lawrence County is pretty much done and out of the coverage area. We'll expect probably on the next update that this severe thunderstorm warning will be done for you in Gallia and Lawrence County. By now, it has moved completely out of the area. So I'll kind of zoom out here once again and show you what we got going on. The Storm Prediction Center, I'll flip that back on, was kind of right on the money today with where things would fire up. As you kind of look here in our coverage area, you see the slight risk in yellow in this line, and then we have this marginal risk. So maybe a few thunderstorms, but they're right on the money here with the line firing up here for the slight risk area and having a few lines here pass through today with straight line damaging winds and large hail being the primary threat here for today. So they were right on the money with that. So if you're in any one of those areas, again, don't let your guard down 100%. Once this line passes through tonight, again, we could see some other things as well, some thunder bumpers that pop up here. So don't let your guard down whatsoever. Let me go ahead and turn that off, and I'm going to turn off the radar as well, kind of show you a projection of what we got going on here. Let me load up the model projection here. Give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and load up the reflectivity for you, kind of showing you here what we're looking at here throughout the evening hours. So let's go ahead and load this up. And let me go ahead and, that's not what I wanted. Load. It's loading. Give it 1 second here. I love it when technology works, but when it doesn't work, it makes you mad. Let's go ahead and give me model hour number 1. Come on, reflectivity. There we go. All right. So kind of looking here, model 1, this is kind of what's going on currently. This is the model data, okay? This is the latest model trend of what we got going on. So again, this is model data only. So as we continue to move on here, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you can see some thunder bumpers maybe throughout some of the area. 8 o'clock, as starts to finally start to traipse out of the area for our friends there. By 10 o'clock, it looks like it moves well south of our area. And then as we continue on in the overnight, you might see a few pop-ups or some scattered showers in portions of Ohio, especially as we go in the overnight hours, especially for northwestern Ohio. You can see it by Fort Wayne on what we going on. So this is model trend data. So don't expect this to last all night, but as far as the term of some people here in southern Ohio, very hard to say. We kind of got the current projection of radar by 6 o'clock. They expect this line to kind of be more isolated and marginalized and start to straighten itself out. Right now it's kind of in a popcorn type thing. And that's what we got going on right now. Let's see here. Let me back out 1 second. Turn back on our NextRad radar and load that back up for you here, the latest radar. And no severe thunderstorm warnings at this time. I just noticed that. Somebody told me my ticker at the bottom isn't working. Well, that's not good. Let's see if we can fix that real quick. I don't like that. We'll go ahead and turn that off real quick because that's not right. Now my banner looks messed up. Darn it. So that's not good. But if you need the latest ones, you can always go to our website or you can download our app if you want to. I'll give a quick plug to our app. You can always look at our app if you want to. You can download it in the download the Ohio News and Weather app in the App Store or Google Play. You can get really granular. You click on the little location icon. When you download this, you can turn off certain alerts that you don't want. Okay, you could get very granular with this. So you can get, like I said, you can get very, very, very granular with that particular app. Very interesting. I'm trying to wonder here on the alert side. Give me one quick second here. Let me put back on the radar for you to look at because it definitely isn't working like it should. So that's not good. Let's go back here to live radar for you 1 second. Like I said, I love when technology works, but when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So let me go ahead and see why. I got to flip over into another computer here. We're only running 4 or 5. We got 5 computers running here. So let me flip into this other computer to check on the ticker real quick. Because we do have some new severe thunderstorm warnings here. Yeah, that definitely is loaded as it should. Very interesting. Let me go ahead and purge this. Let me do an ingest. 20 minutes. See if that'll refresh. Not sure what's going on there with the ticker. Very interesting. Sorry about that, folks. See if it loads now. Nope, still says no. Well, we'll have to fix that. But anyway, we did want to come live. Not going to stay live for very long here, but we just did want to come live here and decided to say, hey, this is what we got going on. I will quickly stay here with you for just a few more minutes. Move that down so that way that looks nice and pretty. Or I'll just take it away like I just did. And let's go ahead and zoom back in here and kind of give you the wrap-up of what's going on here with this storm cell. Let me turn off this other version of the radar. Let's turn on level 2. We'll turn this one off. And level 2. And let's go back here to none. There we go. That looks much better. So here's kind of what we got going on. You can see for all intents and purposes that one storm cell is out of our coverage area well into West Virginia. Now the other storm cell, the back of it, still produces some pretty good hail back here. Excuse me, for our friends in Scioto County, still coming back up to 1-inch hail. What's going on here just outside of Lucasville. And then we seen earlier there's a special weather statement on this one, but they went ahead and issued Another severe thunderstorm warning here for Adams County. So that's another one for Adams County and portion of Claremont County and Brown County. So this is the newest one in for portions of Ohio, southeastern Claremont County, Brown County, and Adams County until 5:45 p.m. This is the latest one that is coming on here at 5:11 here. That was issued until 5:45, and they got this one at quarter-size hail. All right, so kind of zooming back out, I'll do a quick reset here for you, what's going on. So if you're just joining us, we do have a few severe thunderstorm warnings here down in southern Ohio coming live here because the hail threat has been pretty remarkable in some of these areas down here, especially across Adams County, portions of Brown County, and even Lawrence County, seeing a lot of hail, large hail, if you will. Quarter size has kind of been the trend here. But one of the amazing parts about this is we're seeing portions of Brown County where we're seeing the depth of hail at 1 inch. So literally that much hail falling like snowfall that you can actually take a shovel out and shovel it. So we're seeing some reports and multiple reports of that hail that's coming in from these storms here in the southern flank of Ohio. So kind of zoom in here. We'll come down here to the southeast and kind of show you what's going on. You kind of see that one, again, that one severe thunderstorm warning is pretty much over. That one's going to expire. They issued one out ahead of it here for West Virginia. These are the two that we got going on here for Ohio. This one is turning into more of a linear threat. So if we kind of look here at the, let's go ahead and click on the base velocity, kind of look at some of the winds here, kind of get some stronger winds that's coming out of this storm cell. So we're going to keep an eye on that one along with the hail threat. But again, you have a severe thunderstorm warning here that goes until 5:45 that was just issued here a few moments ago for Brown, Adams County, and portions of southeastern Claremont County. Again, until 5:45, they're saying 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail being the main threat on that one. And then we do have this hail producer that I call it that is continuing to produce probably right around 1 inch hail for our friends over here in portions of Scioto County. This one continues on again until 5:30 as well. This severe thunderstorm warning again continues until 5:30, and they do have this one also a 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts in the max. So as far as our main threats today, that's kind of what we're looking for. We are not seeing anything in the terms of tornadic activity today, which is a good thing. Now, we can't say it's totally zero, but this is becoming more that we've seen as a wind threat that is happening today, and straight line wind threat along with large hail. That's what's going on here across southern Ohio. And again, most of this clears out of our area by 10 o'clock, and once it's 10 o'clock, we're out of there, and pretty much you can go to bed. And again, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch. I'll turn that on here for you in just a second. I'll show you the watch. Turn on this watch box, kind of right along that line. And this one goes until 11 o'clock tonight, what's going on. So really more or less for straight line damaging winds. And again, most of this, once it gets past you, it's going to be over here for the evening hours. So continuing to watch this storm cell, I'm continuing to talk to our team on the backside. So a lot going on here and what's going on, or a lot going on behind the scenes, I should say. Kind of zooming in here just a little bit for you, and I'll turn off that watch box once again. But down here just outside of Portsmouth, if you're out ahead of this, I'll zoom in. South Webster, you're probably getting pelted once again with some hail, and again, a lot of lightning with this and torrential downpours. So we keep turning on that lightning. I'll turn it back on. You can see a lot of this as I zoom in. A ton of lightning here that's going on right now. So, and this deep purple and almost black box is returning some very intense rain, and we are getting reports of about an inch hail. You kind of see on the radar projection there, they are saying 1 inch hail with this as well. So we're seeing quarter-size hail with this, and hopefully it's not producing the amount or quantity of hail that it was producing earlier. But again, out ahead of this, you're seeing a ton of lightning, and as you can see on your screen there, and we're seeing just a crazy amount of hail that kind of produced across Adams County. So it was amazing to watch some of that was being produced there across Adams County, and multiple reports have come in and continue to come in with that hail threat that continues here for southern Ohio. I'll kind of populate some of the storm reports going on, and these are delayed, but you could see the hail reports. These are all hail reports. It looks like little shovels, but that's meant to be hail. You could kind of see those were all hail reports, and I'm sure some of those will continue to come in here as the day progresses. But again, a lot of this is delayed. And we're continuing to watch this one. One feature on this particular storm cell, so for our friends over here in Adams County and portions of Brown County, they removed Claremont County out of the warning now. We're continuing to watch this storm cell in particular, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. We flip over to something here. I'm going to flip over to our velocity. It looks a little bit messy, and it makes sense, but what you're seeing here is you're kind of seeing this. It's a backwards, almost like a 6, and it's not tornadic, okay? I don't want to say that whatsoever. But this is fueling that storm cell, and you kind of see this nice fuel that's going in. So what we're seeing here is you're seeing a lot of strong winds with this one. So it's continuing to be fueled, and this is a good indication when we see something like this with this type of return. This is a good indication that you're seeing some very strong winds with this particular storm cell. Not seeing a lot of hail in this. You're seeing underneath the actual criteria for severe hail, which is 1 inch. But when we're looking at this, so if you're in Brown or Adams County, do take advice of this. You're probably going to get some very, very strong hail that's going on. So you sent some pictures. I appreciate that. We'll see if I can get one of the team members, if they're listening, if they can forward those pictures to me. I might be able to show them live here right with you. If one of the team members can send it to our chat, it'd be greatly appreciated if you could do that. And we'll see if we can show some of the live pictures that we get some permission. I'm seeing some pictures out of Florence and some hail there as well. But this storm cell in particular, when we're talking about the wind threat, so just outside of Georgetown for Brown and Adams counties, coming into West Union and Peebles County and portions of Winchester, you're probably seeing some very strong winds. I'll turn on the lightning count once again with this particular storm cell. Not as much in the way of downpour, but this one's turning in more of a straight line damaging wind threat with this particular storm cell. Sliding over here off towards the west, the east. I'll get my directions right someday. Off towards the east, you can see they reissued another severe thunderstorm warning that out ahead of this one particular storm cell. It's kind of here for Gallia and Lawrence County. Because we're pretty much done here with the one in Scioto County. It's moving out of that one here pretty quickly. So they went ahead and issued another severe thunderstorm warning downstream of this and switching offices as well from the National Weather Service downstream of this until 6 o'clock. So this newest warning here coming in the box for Ohio. These two down here, or this one down here is done. But this latest warning right here, let's go ahead and flip this on for us. We got for Gallia County, southern Jackson County, and northern Lawrence County until 6 o'clock. They're saying 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail being the primary threat with this particular storm cell as well. So we're continuing to watch over that and see that as this moves off here towards the east. Kind of zooming back out, we're watching a couple areas across southern Ohio, so we'll go ahead and go back in. I talked about this storm cell is producing some hail that's probably going to be impacting the Cincinnati metro area here in just a few minutes. We continue to watch this one. Not severe right now, but we are continuing to watch this one as well here for you folks there in Hamilton County. We continue to watch this as it pushes off here in portions of Hamilton County and Claremont County. We're watching this one for you very closely. It has had some history of producing some stronger hail, so we're continuing to watch that one here over the next few minutes. Kind of zooming back out here, most of the threat here, if you're north of I-70, the severe threat's pretty much over. Not really one to begin with today. You might see some stronger winds, and tomorrow it's going to be a windy day pretty much all across Ohio. So be prepared for that, especially across northern Ohio. We're seeing some winds up to 40 to 50 miles per hour, some sustained gusts and winds and things tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some wind advisories out of this as we get into tomorrow, because we're seeing some very strong Model data showing some very strong winds as this front progresses through here today. So kind of looking and riding right along this front. The Storm Prediction Center has nailed this one today. I'll kind of turn this back on. You kind of see where the current line of the storms have been firing in that slight risk area in this yellow area. And then you have the green area, which is the marginal risk. Pretty much that's right on the money here for today, and then the general thunderstorm risk outside of that. But once this once this line finally gets past us here over the next couple hours, we should be in the clear here for the overnight hours. Pretty much this will all be pretty much over by 10 o'clock tonight. And so it's pretty neat. So quick question. Somebody says, how do we estimate the size of radar? So radar works by us sending out, I would say us, the radar works by sending out pulses of electromagnetic activity, and basically it's the return of how strong something is, or if there's something there. It can do projections based on the return it gets. So the stronger the return it gets, basically it's saying, hey, there's something that's very, very large there. And through the algorithms over the years, they've got it fairly accurate, but basically it bounces off that hailstone, and the stronger the bounce back, the bigger the hailstone or reflection that is there. Unfortunately, yes, West Virginia, we don't 100% cover you anymore, but we do try to, if we're live, we do try to mention some of that. So this is the Hailmaker down here for West Virginia. I will flip over there real quick. So for those of you down here in West Virginia, for portions of Mason County, Jackson, and Rowan, which used to be in our coverage area, this is pretty much saying south of your area right now. So we're continuing to look at that, and I know we had a lot and have a lot of people in West Virginia right on the line that really continue to look at us for forecasts and reports. Unfortunately, with team changes and staff changes, and we had to make some decisions, and we do apologize for that. But we had 125 counties, so we had to consolidate a little bit, because trying to come on live and cover 125 counties is a long day for volunteers, because we're all volunteers. We don't get paid, and we're just a nonprofit organization trying to bring you the latest in severe weather coverage and forecasting. That's what we do. So we want to make sure, again, that we continue to bring you that latest information. Unfortunately, we had to scale back the coverage area, and we took out Indiana too, so some people aren't too happy with us about that as well. So we apologize once again, but we had to cut it back to 88 counties, because these long severe weather days for volunteers is something. All right, kind of looking here, so let's go ahead and zoom back in here, kind of our live severe storms in progress. Going to go back here and point out some things on this particular storm cell. So right over here in Lawrence County, man, this one down here, holy moly, coming into Charleston, this one that exited our coverage area, now it's in West Virginia. Yeah, that's becoming very tall. We're looking at some returns of over 45 to 50,000 feet on echotops, which means the tops of the storms are at about 50,000 feet. In this one down here, kind of becoming a true supercell, and golf ball size hail has been reported in this one here, coming into South Charleston, well out of our coverage area now. But it just kind of shows you here, man, some of these storms are starting to become pretty intense with the hail. So this one continues to look pretty impressive here for our friends in Gallia, Lawrence, and Scioto counties. Again, they actually just dropped this warning back here, so we only have this existing one right here in the Polygon area. I'll click on the clicker so you can see it. So they went ahead and dropped that other warning. It'll fall off your screen here in just a minute. So the latest one that we have is for Gallia County, Southern Jackson County, and Northern Lawrence County until 6 o'clock this evening. And again, they're indicating 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So the biggest thing you kind of start to see as well, so along with this hail, you're starting to see this linear threat. All right, so you can start to see this linear threat happening. You can kind of see that, kind of look like a line. That's indicative of some very strong winds that are coming your way. So this particular cell over here, we're watching that large hail and some straight line damaging winds. The one back here off towards the west here for our friends in Brown County and portion of Adams County, this one is becoming more of just a straight line damaging wind threat, although you're starting to see some hail, 3/4 inch hail, so you could see some small hail with that one, but this is now just more of a linear straight line damaging wind threat with winds about 60 miles an hour that they're saying with that one. So that one is becoming a lot less predominant in the way of being a very strong storm. And again, we're continuing to watch the one back here coming into the Cincinnati metro area, so Hamilton County and portions of probably Claremont County. This one is starting to pick up some steam a little bit with a 1-inch hail marker, and this is starting to now produce, according to radar, some pretty deep returns, and we'll probably see another severe thunderstorm warning come out for that one here shortly, especially if it continues along that trend. So bottom line, if you're in that severe thunderstorm warning, you need to make sure that you're indoors, away from windows, and make sure that you're just staying inside until the storm has passed. Make sure, again, you stay out of the rain and the storm and the lightning. Let me show you the lightning, okay? There's the lightning everywhere. Dangerous. Kills a ton of people. The number one killer. We don't want you to be killed in lightning. So stay out of the lightning. Stay out. Stay inside, I should say. I'll get it right at some point. So kind of looking here, kind of going to zoom back out here, kind of see this linear, this line, I should say, that continues to move off towards the east. I'll go ahead and put this in motion and let it loop up here just a second. You can kind of see what's going on here for us in southern Ohio. The bottom line is we're not seeing anything in the way of tornadic activity, which is great. We're not seeing anything that even remotely looks like tornadic activity. We can't say it's totally zero, but pretty much these are just some good old general thunderstorms, and we got some large hail with portions of this. So that's a good sign overall. But we do have some strong winds and some large damaging hail that's putting in with this one, putting with these storm cells right now. So just stay inside. Once the storm passes, then you can go out and observe this. This line will be out of the area again by about 10 o'clock tonight. All right, with that being said, I am going to end this broadcast, and I hope you've enjoyed the coverage. If it continue, we have our team here. If something totally creeps back up again, we'll continue to come on live, and we will continue to update you. Feel free again to make sure you follow us on Facebook. The warnings are auto-posting there as well, but don't forget, obviously, you can download our app on the Ohio News and Weather. Excuse me, you can download our app, Ohio News and Weather. Ignore the ticker down there because that's wrong. We do have some severe thunderstorm warnings. The Ohio News and Weather app in the App Store. The nice thing about this, again, you click on that little teeny location icon top right next to the gear. Guess what? You can get down and granularly look at warnings. So you can turn on severe thunderstorm warnings, turn them off, turn on just tornado warnings, turn on flood warnings. Whatever you want, you can turn those on or off at your specification. So maybe you don't want to look at severe thunderstorm warnings. Maybe you want to turn those off. Maybe those are annoying to you and you only want to have tornado warnings. You can do that based on location, and maybe you want to turn off the flood warnings that will send it to you. Maybe you want to turn off that it's going to rain soon in your area. We give you those and lightning alerts and all those things in the app. Granular control for you in the app. So download it and make sure you click on that icon, that location icon, to turn those on and off. Some people get mad at us because we've got some emails that, the National Weather Service issued a flood warning, flash flood warning at 3:30 in the morning, and the app went off. Well, okay. That's when they issued it. So sorry that it was sent out automatically, and sorry that you had that turned on. So you can turn it off. We don't want to make anybody mad, and we want to make sure you get the alerts that you want. So make sure you go in and set those for granular control for you, the user. That's what it's about. It's free. It's for you. Download it today in the App Store or Google Play Store. All right, coming back to radar, and we're wrapping this up. I just want to zoom in here a little bit. We're continuing to see those storm cells. I'll go ahead and put this into final motion here for you, put it into static motion here. Yes, look at that. Just outside of our coverage area, they got a tornado warning now, upgraded to destructive. And this one has really, and this is out of our coverage area, but before we go, because I'm a nerd, Let's quickly look at this real quick. This is very interesting. Let's go ahead and flip over to Charleston. This is, again, out of our coverage area, but they do have this as a tornado warning. And, man, this one is really our area. Luckily, we're not in that. And I'll come back out here for reference, okay? This area is in that enhanced risk, where they do expect tornadoes. Most of our area is not. And, boy, they're right on the money. The National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center today, right on the money with this today. This storm cell outside of our coverage area has become textbook supercell. Look at that. That is golf ball size hail, and we got a TVS signature. Not saying that there's anything on the ground, but, man, look at that. That is definitely showing, and we'll turn on reflectivity. Yeah, definitely some rotation going on there. Look at that. We'll flip over to SRV. Yeah, there you can see it real clearly. But look at that wrapped around. Again, this is outside of our coverage area, but very fascinating to look at. I was wrapping up, but I'm a nerd, and that one caught my attention. So, all right. Well, with that, thank you, everyone. I hope you have a great evening. Again, nothing too crazy to worry about throughout the evening hours. Just have a way to receive alerts, and when the storm passes, or you can resume your day. But stay inside right now until the storm passes, and because we have a lot of lightning with this and heavy downpour. So, as they say, when thunder roars, go indoors. We want to make sure again that you continue to stay safe. We'll continue to come back live as we need to throughout the evening hours. And again, have a great evening, everyone.